Etra-chan saw it. I'm Sasuji. I'm a first-year student at a local university, and I commute from my parents' house. So I have a pretty relaxed lifestyle.
Wake up!
Sasuji! Oh, Azumi. This is my friend Azumi. Yesterday's homework was difficult, wasn't it? Right? It took me all night. We've been friends since nursery school, and now we're classmates at the same school and get along well. We used to play together when we were little, so we're on good terms and have a lot of fun together. But recently, Azumi seems to be having a little trouble. I knew it. All the cheap apartments around here are rented out. There's nothing you can do. It's already June. Why are my parents telling me to live on my own all of a sudden? I think the first-year students at my university were waiting until the second semester when they could start earning their own living because they weren't allowed to work during the first semester. But it's still too late to tell me! They're going to give up their current house and buy an apartment in front of the station. They said it'd be too cramped for 3 people. There was a nice place. What? If they had told me in March, I wouldn't have had to go through so much trouble. You're right. But this is really troubling. I'd like to decide before the summer holidays if possible. Worst case, I might have to move in with you. I still live with my parents, so it might be tough. Oh, that's right. I wonder if we could stay at Tachibana's place where he doesn't use. What? Tachibana's the name of the old man who lived near my house. I heard that he used to have a wife and 3 sons. But by the time I was born, he was already living alone. He was quiet but kind, and me and Azumi often talk with him.
You two are so kind to talk to an old man like me.
Because it's fun hanging out with you, Tachibana. You're good at Othello and Shogi, and you know a lot of scary stories, too. I'm not good with scary scares. Sasuji, you're such a scaredy cat. We love you, Tachibana. Please stay healthy.
Yeah. Thanks.
It was last year that Tachibana lived to be 100 years old and passed away. The funeral was held at Tachibana's house. His sons were too old to attend, so their grandchildren acted as the chief mourners. Many people attended, including neighbors and old work colleagues. The ceremony showed the great influence Tachibana had on people. But I hear that no one uses that house now. From what I hear, it's been empty since the family inherited it. If it's empty, I thought I'd move in. You can't, you're not even a relative. I'm sure it'll be fine if I ask. I heard that the house is being looked after by a neighbor now, right? Was it Yuri, the head of the neighbor association? I see her sometimes cleaning the front of the house. Maybe Yuri knows the contact details for Tachibana's family. Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend it. How come? Because Tachibana, he said that house was too old to use, so he wanted it tore down as soon as he passed away. Yeah, it was a house that was definitely seen better days. There were rooms that were too old and dangerous to enter because they were falling apart. That's right. Well, anyway, it seems that they still haven't decided on the arrangements for removing it before, so it's still standing. Right, it's going to cost a lot of money to tear it down, too. But the more I think about it, the harder it is to give up. If it works out, I'll be able to get a house I'm familiar with for no rent. Why don't you stop talking nonsense and find a proper apartment? It might be difficult to live in the house because of its age. If that happens, you'll need to renovate it. And it'll end up being more expensive than renting an apartment. I thought it was a good idea. Phew. Oh dear. Azumi has always been a bit reckless when it comes to saving money. Her hobby in elementary, junior high, and high school was going around sampling food at food fairs. I better keep an eye on her so she doesn't do anything strange. Hey, let's go check out a different real estate agent. At the time, I was thinking about that. It was the middle of the night in July. Finally finished. The checks for this assignment are really strict. But I'm glad it's over. I feel like eating something sweet now. I'll go buy ice cream at the convenience store. I suddenly felt like eating an ice cream, so I decided to go to the convenience store. It's about 100 meters to the nearest convenience store. Tachibana's house was on the way there. It's really old after all. Azumi says all sorts of strange things. In the end, she didn't even find her room, so what is she going to do? At that moment, I sensed something from inside the house. That's weird. There shouldn't be anyone here. Maybe it's a relative? Ah! What? This voice? Azumi, what are you doing here? Were you thinking of living there without permission? You're crossing the line! Azumi, what happened? Why is she panicking? Oh, did a cockroach scare you?
Listen, Sasuji! No, it's not a cockroach!
What? What do you mean? Chappie? Chappie is her Shiba dog. She takes it on walks.
I was taking a walk with him nearby.
What? Was this part of Chappie's walking course?
No, it's not. I came all the way here before I knew it. I haven't been over here in a while. I just can't stop thinking about Tachibana's house. Sasuji stopped me too. Well, I don't actually think I can live here, but it's a big house. I guess it's natural since he had 3 sons. If I knew at least one of them, it could have worked out, but... Hey, Chappie? What? The door's open. Did Yuri forget to close it? Chappie! Come back! Chappie! Oh my, if that's the case, I have to go in and get Chappie. I can't help it, can I? It's for my beloved dog. It's not like I'm trying to check out the place. All right, excuse me. It does smell kind of old, but it's livable. I don't think a renovation is necessary. Why did Tachibana want to get rid of this house if it's so big? But all the memories. I used to play shogi with Tachibana here. This is the playroom and that's the bathroom. That's the kitchen and it's Chappie. Is he in the living room? He told us not to go inside that room. Oh my, the tatami. Must be decades old, it's in tatters. But what is this? The tatami is flipped upside down. Chappie, what is it? Is it the old tatami smell? What? Hey, Chappie! Hey, stop! You're going to damage it! Oh no, what should I do? If the relatives see it, they'll think it's a bad prank. Should I turn it over and hide it? Just kidding. I'm sorry, Tachibana. What? Ah!
So, what did you see?
Hand marks.
What?
Like the shape of a person's fist. Marks left by scratching and traces of blood. And it was a dim color and was on the surface of the tatami.
The next day, we told Yuri, a neighbor who managed Tachibana's house, what had happened. She immediately contacted the police. When they investigated, they found other old tatami mats in the house. They were all covered in black body fluid. The identity of that bodily fluid was, as you might expect, human blood. So whose blood was it? Yuri had this to say about it.
When I was still young, Tachibana lived with his wife and kids in that house. He was the youngest son named Akamatsu. He was quite a violent man compared to his 2 older brothers.
He didn't work, and he often used violence against Tachibana and his wife. That Akamatsu went missing all of a sudden. Went missing? That's right. People thought he'd either got a job or run away from home. But from that situation, could it be?
I don't want to believe it, but this must be.
Yeah. Tachibana murdered Akamatsu somehow. The body wasn't found yet. He must have buried it or hid it somewhere. But the bloodstains on the tatami mat didn't disappear. It must have soaked in and stuck to the tatami mat. If he had bought a new one, the contractors would find out. And the same reason meant he couldn't have it taken away, even if he chopped it up to throw it away. It was difficult for Tachibana and his wife, who were already quite old. As a last resort, they turned the tatami over and kept that room closed. And no one knew about the tatami. Tachibana saw his wife off and passed away soon after.
I wonder if this is why Tachibana wanted to demolish the house.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, do you remember?
What?
Tachibana told us a lot of scary stories, right? There's a story I still remember.
There was a man who had killed a person. The man buried the corpse deep in the dirt. In the dead of night, when no one was around, he dug deep into the ground. This should be enough, he thought. But when it became night, there was a sound as if something was crawling up. The man looked towards the direction of the sound in fear. A blood-covered hand was reaching out from the crack in the door of the room. "Get me out! Get me out of here!" The man became frightened and wrapped himself in the futon, holding out for the morning to come. When he went out into the hallway in the morning, he saw handprints all over the walls.
That's scary! Hey, you even scared me! These are made-up stories in the first place. You're such a child for getting scared, Tatsuki. No way!
Was it that scary?
Huh? Hey, Tachibana! Let's play shogi instead. I'll win this time.
Alright, let's play.
That expression Tachibana made.
Hey, Sasuji.
Tachibana's stores. He was talking about common rumors and scary stories from books in a scary tone, right?
When I turned around to see what he looked like, he had a blank face.
But when he told that story, I don't know. It's as if he really experienced it. Tachibana had already lost his wife when we were born. He had been living alone in that house for nearly 20 years, with the blood of his son soaked in the tatami mat.
I'm sorry if I never flipped the tatami.
It's okay, it's not your fault.
He was a nice old man, though.
Yeah. What were in his thoughts? What did he regret? No one will ever know. Tachibana's house is still standing there.
ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。実体験を話すのと誰かから聞いた話をするのとでは話し方も変わってくると思うんですよね。そう考えると怖いと感じるのも当たり前ですよ。いやしかし年季が入った家とか雰囲気があって映像とかで見る分には好きなんですよね。いや私は住みたいとは思いませんよ。だって怖いですもん。多分ホラー映画とかでよく舞台にされているからそういうイメージがついてるだけなんでしょうけどね。皆さんはどう感じましたか？コメント欄に書いていただけると嬉しいです。また、少しでも怖いなぁと思った方、チャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。